The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with yours truly or not, and where each and every one of these programs are archived. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. Well, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to the show. I want to give my thanks to the band for playing the entire opening theme today. They were kind of on strike the past couple of days, it seems. How is everybody today? We have a great guest. She is a psychic, but she is more than just a psychic. Her name is Mary T. Browne. You may very well have heard about her. She's just written a new book, which for those of you who are on Paltalk, I'm holding up right now. It's called The 5 Rules of Thought, How to Use the Power of Your Mind to Get What You Want. History will show that the Jedis of the future will have studied what Mary T. Browne has to say in this book so that they control things in their environment in the future. It's all there in that future documentary called Star Wars. Mary T. Browne is an internationally renowned psychic. She's a best-selling author. She has spent 28 years using her gifts to help people solve their problems and get the things they want in life. In her private consultations, at her lectures, and in her previous books, she has consistently addressed the subject of thought and how our thoughts can result in actions positively, and I guess negatively as well. We'll explore that. If we have negative thoughts, maybe bad things happen to us. The world, she says, is in crisis. I don't think any of us would disagree. People are terrified. They don't know what to do with the current financial situation. Old rules don't work anymore. We're going to talk about some of the old rules and how we have to change our thinking. Mary T. Browne, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. I want to tell you something that happened in my personal life, and let me
Sure.
see if this speaks to what you're talking about in the book, or if I'm way, way off base.
Okay.
I was working at CNN, and I loved working there, but I had been there for 10 years, and I wanted a change of scenery. I wanted to look at other options, and I started putting feelers out, and of course, most of the feelers resulted in positive responses from people in the mainstream media. And I just was perplexed. What should I do? What job offer should I take? Which one should I pursue? And I talked to a friend, and she said to me, Gary, which job do you really want? And I said, if you really want to know the truth, I said, the job I really want is the one at Paltalk. And she said, forget about those other jobs. Just think about getting the job at Paltalk. And do you know, within a week, I got a formal job offer to come work here.
Yeah, you're absolutely. You just saw my book, Gary. You can talk about it. That's the first rule of thought. You got to know what you want. And the second rule is see it done. So you said your friend or advisor, whatever, said, okay, so what do you want, Gary? I want Pal as the Paltalk channel. And that's all you thought about. So you saw it done. And obviously it magnetized really quickly. Because then the thought was sent out. Yeah, very quickly. So it was absolutely. But don't forget, you'd done the work. You had the expertise. You had the talent, right? You had the gift to know how to do the show and to be the talent. And so you took the action, didn't you? You let them know you were interested. So it was thought and then your action, which didn't take long, but absolutely positively, that's a fabulous thank you example of using the 5 rules of thought when you didn't even know what they were.
The third one is
Right?
the one that I like the best. Don't vacillate. Once you've decided or once you feel,
it's best.
yes, that this is where you want to go, this is what you want to do, forget about what your friends tell you, forget about what your family tells you, forget about what common sense tells you. Just do it because it's probably the right thing because something inside of you tells you this is what you should be doing and be true to thyself.
And if you vacillate, Gary, it just destroys the force around the thought. So if you had said to your friend, I really want this job, and then if you did what a lot of people do is, oh, but I probably won't get it. Oh, but maybe it's not there for me. Or, all these vacillating thoughts that make you go back and forth like you need Dramamine. So you're right. You cannot vacillate, but some people have to learn how to not do that. I mean, to some people, it's not as simple as just don't. They have to consciously train themselves to not allow themselves to let their thoughts vacillate. And that's part of why the 5 rules of thought is hard work, but worth it.
Right.
Totally worth it,
And actually,
you really it's almost like you're
I'm sorry, Mary.
It's like you're building up muscles in your mind that you need to use these muscles to think differently.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll when you're trying to.
I'm sorry. We're talking at the same time, and I apologize for that. Rule 3 and 4 are almost like one rule, the way I look at it, because without your admonition to not vacillate also means the other side of that coin is you have to have faith in yourself, faith in your objective, right? So they're almost the same rule, aren't they, kind of?
In a way, but I do think because you basically, I think, have, the ability to, see things done in your mind and to go for them and get them, even if the world is, in a wacky place and you left one job and, when you're at a certain level of expertise, there's not always 100 like jobs for a person like you. So you most likely didn't have to have faith that you'd get another job. You probably knew that.